we have already talked through how to solve these limits, and you've done this before that you've just plugged in. So if I plugged in a 2 here, if I got 4 plus 2 is 6 minus 6, what would I get on top? 0, and on the bottom? So whenever I get something that's 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity, this is something called indeterminate form. And what we've got to do here is, before we talked, we could factor. Actually, let's do it. Let's factor it. Anyone remember, or let's remind ourselves how the heck we toot. Toot that top. What multiplies to be -6 adds to be 1. -2 and 3. Okay. What does the bottom factor to? X plus 2, x minus 2. Love it. Does anything cancel?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So then, just to remind you, how to evaluate these is you get rid of that hole, if you will, and then we just plug in that. Oops, I crossed out the wrong things. My x minus 2's cancel. Silly me. My x minus 2's, not my x, that one and that one. So then I'd be left with the limit as x approaches 2 of x plus 3 over x plus 2. And then this is when we can go ahead and plug in that value again and see if we get an actual number. What would our answer be on there? 5/4. There's your answer, right? We've done that. But then this man, L'Hopital, was like, hey, I think we can do this a little easier. And he says, if you get an indeterminate form, then all you have to do is take, look what we've got it right here, the derivative of the top and the derivative of the bottom. That's all we've got to do. So let's practice what the heck he's talking about. We would take the derivative of the top. I'm still going to have my limit notation. The limit as x approaches 2. What would the derivative of that top be? 2x plus 1. What about the derivative of that bottom? 2x. What happens when I plug in that 2 for my x now? Yeah, so you could do this our old way. But if you ever get an indeterminate form, we can jump to something called L'Hopital's rule, which is just take the derivative of the top and take the derivative of the bottom. No quotient rule needed. Plug that value back in, and we're done, which is just a nice little shortcut. So that's why I was going to teach this today, because it is quick. So it says the L'Hopital's rule, if it says this produces an indeterminate form, then just take the derivative of the top over the derivative of the bottom, and we're good. So, for example, let's try this guy. If x is approaching 0, let's go plug in a 0 there. What would I get? Yeah, cosine at 0 is 1, so 1 minus 1 is 0. I'd get a 0 over 0. We could go like multiply by the conjugate. This could be very ugly, but then you're like, wait, I just want to take this new rule. What's the limit as x approaches 0? Let's take the derivative of that top. The derivative of negative cosine. Sine of my angle times the derivative of my angle. What do we get in extra? 2. Yup. Over derivative of the bottom. 5. Yeah. So then we're going to just go plug in that when x is 0. What's the sign at 0? Careful. Sign at 0. Wouldn't it be 0? The cosine at 0 is 1. We'd have 0. 0 over 5. Are we allowed to have 0 over 5? Of course. 0 over any number is just 0. So we can still have a limit equals 0. So it says, should we apply L'Hopital's to the following four following functions? I took one of them off, apparently, because there's only 3. What do we think? If I plugged in a 0 right here, would I get an indeterminate form? Sine of 0 is, 0 over -1. If you get a value, you guys, 0 over anything is just 0. That's the answer. If we plug in a value and we get a number, then that is the limit. So we're good. We do not need to apply L'Hopital's. We're done. What about on this one? Well, wouldn't this get me 0 over 0? Right? So then that one is indeterminate. So then I would do L'Hopital's on this one. What's the derivative of the top of this guy? Cosine of x minus 2 times the derivative of x minus 2. Just 1, right? So we don't have to worry about that. Over the derivative of the bottom? 2x. Well done. What happens when x is 2? Cosine at 0. 1 over 4, right? So this one is L'Hopital's. This one is no L'Hôpitals. Okay. Ooh, this one's a good reminder of like, shoot, does AP make us know this? Yeah, AP makes us know. What's the ln of 1?
Undefined.
ln of 1?
Infinity.
No. ln looks like this. ln of 1.
Ln of 0.
Right. ln of 0 does not exist. I agree. ln of 1?
0.
Yeah, we have to know that one. ln of 1 is 0. 1 squared minus 1, 0. If we got that indeterminate form, let's go L'Hôpitals it. Ooh, what's the derivative of the top? Yeah, 1 over that x times the derivative of x, which is just 1. Over, what's the derivative of the bottom? 2x. We go plug in that 1 for x, and we would get 1/2. So then this guy says the table below gives values of a function. Find this. Okay, find the limit as x approaches 3. You guys, before we even look at a table, we always just say, okay, I'm just going to go plug this in. We always plug in first. What would that get me up top? F of, what's 2 times 3 minus 1? 5 over 3 squared minus 9? 0. Do we know what f of 5 is? Yeah, f of x is here. So f of 5 would be 0. F of 3 would be -3. So f of 5 is going to get me 0. So do you guys agree I'd have a 0 over 0? If we get a 0 over 0 and they want this limit, we got to go apply L'Hôpitals, which just means, all right, we got to take the derivative of the top. Be careful. What's the derivative of the top? Outer and inner. F prime of 2x minus 1 times 2, the derivative of the inner. Very good, you guys. Over derivative of the bottom.
2x.
2x. Let's go plug that 3 in.
Couldn't you cancel out the 2's?
You could.
Okay.
This 2, you're saying we could get rid of these 2's? I'm not going to, just in case we might make a mistake later, but you totally could have, bud. If x is 3, we would need f prime of 5, right? F prime of 5 times it by 2 all over 6. Am I doing this right, people? Do we have an f prime of 5? F prime of 5 is 7. 7 times 2, 14 over 6, or we could have just ended right there. Cool. L'Hôpitals ain't got nothing on us. Let's try this guy. If x approaches 0, what's e to the 0? 1 minus cosine of 0. So 1 minus 1 is 0 minus 0. We agree that we're going to have 0 over 0 here? Okay. All right. Anytime we get 0 over 0, we're going to go L'Hôpitals it. Let's try it. This is practice of some derivative rules. Derivative of e to the x. E to the x. Derivative of negative cosine. Positive sine. Derivative of minus 2x. Minus 2. The reason I didn't have to chain rule any of these is because their exponents or their inners were all x's, so the derivative of their inners would just be 1. Okay? Derivative of x squared minus 2x is a good old 2x minus 2, right? All right. Ooh. E to the 0 is going to get me 1. Plus sine at 0, 0 minus 2 over -2. Final answer. -1 over -2 would be a positive 1/2. Well done, Ritzy. So this first one's a little annoying. Check this out. When we're plugging in infinity, you're like, well, we haven't had to do that yet. What do you think infinity times infinity is going to get us? Infinity. So you're saying, all right, we'd have an infinity up top. What do you think e to the 3 times infinity is going to get me?
Infinity.
E to the x looks like this. So when I take e to the infinity, I'm still going to go to infinity. So I get, again, this indeterminate form of infinity over infinity. And that means let's go do L'Hôpitals. And L'Hôpitals, I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to evaluate that same limit as x approaches infinity. We got to go take the derivative of the top. Derivative of the top, 3x squared. Derivative of the bottom. 3e to the 3x, right? Are you guys cool with how Coop got me that derivative? The derivative of e to the 3x was e to the 3x times the derivative of the exponent. Here's the thing that we haven't had to do yet with L'Hopital's. You plug that infinity back in. What do you think we'd get?
Infinity.
Over?
Infinity.
Again. So you guys, this can happen again. And that could have been a 0 over a 0, maybe, again. And when that happens, you just do L'Hopital's again. He's like, it's cool. I'm around. Oh, Kate says, if we've got to do this again, could we just get rid of those 3s? I'm down with that, Kate. I'm down with that a lot. So she says, let's go get rid of that and let's apply L'Hopital's rule. Again, derivative of x squared. 2x, derivative of e to the 3x. 3e to the 3x, because we've done that one. Okay. What happens when I plug an infinity in here?
Infinity
Over
infinity.
again. So gross. So gross. And maybe you're running out of space, but you're like, oh, well, she thought of this, and I'm going to just go right down here. We got to do it again. This time, Kate, I didn't have a 3 over 3, so I'm just going to leave them. But I love that by canceling things out, it did make our life easier over here. Derivative of the top, you guys. 2. Derivative of the bottom. 9e to the 3x, because the derivative of 3e to the 3x is 3e to the 3x times the derivative of the exponent. Okay, what happens if I plug my infinity in now? 2 divided infinitely many times. If I've got $2 and I've got to give infinitely many people, I've got to split it between them, everyone's going to basically get nothing. Nothing. Okay, you guys, let's try this again. Okay, again, if we plugged in a 0 here, wouldn't we get ln of 4 minus ln of 4 over 0? We would. And this is that formal definition of that derivative. But we can still apply L'Hopital's rule, people. Let's try it. But L'Hopital's rule still applies. Exactly. L'Hopital's is finding that slope. So, what do we got? What's the derivative of ln of 4 plus h? 1 over, love it, 4 plus h times the derivative of 4 plus h, which is just going to get me 1, very good, minus the derivative of ln of 4.
1/4.
Careful. Okay, so 1/4 times the derivative of 4. Ooh, right? Because isn't ln of 4, Coop, isn't ln of 4 really just a constant?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why this one is going to just be 0.
That's sneaky.
So sneaky. Derivative of h
1.
is 1. And so we're saying, oh, what's the limit as h approaches 0 here? Can we just go plug in a 0 for h?
Yeah.
Final answer?
1/4.
You got it. Okay. If I plug in infinity cubed minus 2 infinities plus 3 infinities minus 4, do you think that's still an infinite amount? Yeah. When it's vague like that, you guys, it's just going to be infinity. Over more infinities?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go do some Lopi. Let's do some Lopi. Limit as x approaches infinity. Derivative of the first. 3x squared minus 4x plus 3 over 12x squared minus 6x plus 2. What are we going to do when we plug in infinities there? It's still infinity over infinity. We got to keep it up, people. We got to keep it up. Limit as x approaches infinity of, do it again, 6x minus 4 over 24x minus 6. And when I take 6 infinities minus 4 over 24 infinities minus 6, what are we getting? Infinity over infinity still. I believe it's our last time, y'all. Derivative of the first. Derivative of the second. That's it. That's all we can do. Final answer.
1/4.
You got it. Okay, y'all. What if I plug in a 1 here? Oh. Yeah, what if I plug in a 1 here?
It's 1 over ln.
1 over ln of 1. What's ln of 1?
0.
0. Is that indeterminate form?
No.
It's not, because it's not 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity. Can I ever divide by 0?
No.
No. So it's non-existent.